This video will show you how to graph linear inequalities using CAMI. Your assignment from folder 9 is a two-sided worksheet. If you complete it using CAMI, you get extra credit. If you complete it on paper, you have to take pictures of both pages and then upload using the camera roll to the assignment page. But here's how we do it with CAMI. So you will open the file with CAMI because it's a PDF. When you are logged into CAMI, you want to make sure that you see your initials in the top right corner, which I do. And you want to enlarge your page to something that is going to make it easy for you to annotate. So I think 200% for me is perfect, especially for this video. So there's 9 inequalities and there's riddles down at the bottom. The first inequality is not written in slope-intercept form. So I want to do that. I'm going to use my text box tool, and I'm at 16-point font size. And I'm using red so it stands out from the black that's given. Let's subtract x from both sides. Negative y is greater than or equal to negative x minus 2. Now I want to get y by itself. So I have to multiply all 3 terms of this inequality by negative 1, giving me y is less than or equal to x plus 2. Keep in mind, anytime you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative, the direction of the inequality changes. Now let's talk about how to graph this inequality. We want to go over here to the drawing tool, and you want to select your color. I'll use the pink that's there. And notice I'm on stroke thickness of 6. The reason for that is when I want to place my y-intercept of 2, I don't want to have to wiggle to make a circle. I just want to click, and it's going to be a nice dot. Now, your dot is going to be darker than that. But what I've done is I've changed my transparency. So let me just undo this dot for a quick second. The transparency that is the default transparency looks more like this. So when you do your dot, it's going to be darker. My slope is positive 1, so I want to just draw my dots. My line is going to go through 2. The slope is 1. All right, now the line will be a solid line because of the less than or equal to symbol. So when I do my shape and I choose a line, remember these dots had a stroke thickness of 6, so let's go less than that. Let's go 4. And I'm going to just go straight through these dots. So there is my boundary line. Looking back at my inequality, I want less than or equal to the boundary line. So when you look at your y-intercept of 2, I want to go below this line, right? Less than or equal to means below. So this is when I'm going to go back to my line. I'm going to change my thickness now to 12. And I'm going to change my transparency and make it quite transparent so that when I start to shade, I can still see the A that is going to be what I need for my riddle, okay? So there's a little tutorial on how to use CAMI to complete the first assignment. Now, I go back to my text box. A and number 1 go together. So down at the bottom, where I see a 1, this is A. And then you will continue like that for the rest of this assignment. I'll do one more together with you as quick as I can, number 2. Number 2, I'm going to rewrite my inequality so it's in slope-intercept form. First thing I need to do is subtract 3x from both sides. Now I need to multiply the whole inequality by negative 1 to put it in slope-intercept form. When I do, I see that my y-intercept is -1. I'm going to change my transparency and bring it all the way up to the top again. I'm going to use yellow this time. Here is my y-intercept. My slope is +3. That means up 3 and to the right 1. Now I'm going to go to my line tool. I want 4 for my stroke thickness. And I'm going to go dotted line. The reason why I'm doing dotted line, okay, I don't want pink, I want yellow. I want dotted line because this inequality is strictly greater than. So I'm going in between these points. All right, now that I've done that, I'm going to go to shade my inequality. Still on yellow. I want to shade above the boundary line because of the greater than. So I look at my y-intercept of -1. I want to go above there. So this is my solution region for my inequality. You'll notice that H is part of my solution region. Therefore, 2 and H go together. So when I find a 2 down here, this is the letter H. So that's cute. This one says, what letter is in the middle of nowhere? H is in the middle of nowhere. So these are just cute, always corny, of course, riddles.